I want to see the Rev video or so. I want to see if there's any more information on like you know just Japanese gamers about with Ubisoft itself. I want to hear what the Japanese side have to say. You know, I'm very curious to see if it's the same thing or if there's actually more or if there's more to it. I'm just very curious in it on itself. So let's take a look at it, shall we? Hey,
Hey, what's up,
Zaraki.
guys? Up here. So we got some more controversy involving Assassin's Creed Shadows, and this time we're going to look at some Japanese gamers who are upset with Ubisoft's woke pandering when it
You know,
comes.
the one thing that's pretty funny or so, I've said it before specifically, that some of the YouTubers over here on the Western side, they like make fun of like staying hydrated, well rested, staying gorgeous, and well, not well rested to be honest, but you know. Oh, it's Michi. That's a Michi emote. That's cute. How you doing, Pokey? I hope you've been doing well. I hope you've been doing well. One of the things I was gonna say. Oh yeah, one of the things that specifically that the western side of the hemisphere or so for YouTubers, they think some of the comment sections or so from the Japanese side, right, are fake, and they think it's from like the Western side people like commenting or so underneath that and disliking and everything. So they make
To
fun of
this
like they make
game.
fun of people for
Now, a
some
lot
kind
of
of
the
reason, you know.
controversy surrounding this game involves the choice of main characters. Of course, for a game set in feudal Japan, this seems like a very interesting choice for these
Go
two
get some
main
sleep.
protagonists, especially when you choose Yasuke and claim he is a samurai. Now, a lot of historical evidence suggests that he was
Funny enough about it, we saw specifically someone on Twitter or so. Someone got blocked on Twitter because they were trying to correct Ubisoft, right? You know, the Twitter or so for the Assassin's Creed, saying that Yasuke was not a samurai, because the reason why Yasuke wasn't a samurai, apparently there's a piece of history specifically. No, I'm support. No. You gotta get some sleep, Pokey. You gotta get some sleep. One of the reasons why is they said like Yasuke wasn't a samurai specifically because there was a part where Nobunaga had to do seppuku with a few of his men or so for a specific thing or so. But then they didn't do it for Yosuke because he wasn't a samurai to begin with, so they released him or so. And then that was like pretty much it. I don't know. I haven't really checked up on it, but that's pretty much what happens. You know, apparently they have some master's degree or something like that. So
was simply a retainer, and there's a great
I'm
lack
watching
of
from the
evidence to
trenches.
suggest he is a samurai. However, the developers of this game and game journalists have not only claimed that he is definitely a samurai.
Better representation for Asian people in the video game isn't going to be found in yet another samurai hero. Yeah. Let's not pretend we're mad. We're mad. The new Assassin's Creed Shadow Samurai isn't Asian.
Samurai, and that all historical evidence suggests it. They even go as far as to say, if you are complaining about this, you have no grounds, because apparently there's been enough Asian representation in the realm of the samurai. Sorry if you're an upset Japanese gamer questioning this choice of main.
Wait. Hold on. Go back again real quick.
Because apparently there's been enough Asian representation in the realm of the samurai.
What? Wait, what? There's enough representation of the Asian samurai already? What the fuck? That's so dumb. No, there hasn't. The last game that I know was freaking Ghost of Tsushima. What other game has there been? What like there hasn't been like that many Japanese samurai games in the past like in the past like 3 years or so? At least not to my knowledge, right? Unless I'm missing something. Was there like a month or something where there was just a shit ton of Japanese games or something, like Japanese samurai games? Yeah, I don't remember.
Sorry if you're an upset Japanese gamer questioning this choice of main character. You've had enough representation, according to IGN and other game journalists. And also, people on Twitter have defended this decision by claiming the outrage about this only comes from a bunch of white dudes living out in the countryside. However, if you look at the Japanese trailer for Assassin's Creed Shadows, you will see the like-dislike ratio is
God damn, 48k dislikes. Holy cow. Apparently they used like They use like a Chinese temple for an area.
Absolutely abysmal. However, Twitter will try to convince you that the 5,300 likes are all from Japanese gamers and the 48,000 dislikes are all from white dudes.
Yeah, that's what people actually think. And the worst part about it, even I'm gonna call out TBH, right? The Black Hokage specifically, because he also made fun of people or so specifically on this point. And I'm like, I don't think it's every fucking I don't think it's like 48,000 people, like Americans, that are just disliking the Ubisoft Japanese, like the Japanese video. I really don't think so. You know, because he said like he specifically he made fun of people or so for that one video or so specific. I'm like no, I really think the Japanese people really don't like, you know, the Ubisoft game. He's right. Look at the samurai warriors. They all Japanese. If he thinks that he has a hole for brains, I don't know. I just had to call him out on that one, to be honest, because I remember watching that video specifically. And he thinks like he thought, you know, because like it's like no, it's like why are you trying to listen to like Twitter? You know, you know for 100% fact that all of those comment sections are not from fucking Americans pretending to be Japanese people and saying that this is terrible. You know, no, definitely 100% not. So
From America. Yes, they don't want to listen to what Japanese gamers have to say about this game, and it shows. On top of that, as this game...
Oh, here it is. Here it is. This is the thing. This is the thing that I was looking at. This was the thing itself. Okay, it was the box. I thought it was the wall scroll thing, but no, it was the box itself. Wrong kanji characters. Those are the same characters, but one is incorrectly written. The wrong crest. This is the I cannot read that. It says Kyoto. I know it says Yotom clan of fuck, it's so fucking hard to see. Wrong crest should be the same on both. Damn.
game in its launch gets closer and closer. We're seeing some goods be sent out by
my
the
Chinese
team,
ass is
and yeah, it's not going very good for Ubisoft. As you can see from this post right here,
I'm like, even from looking at this, right? From looking at this specifically, right? From looking at all of this, right? This one right here, like even for me, from looking at it from this distance, right? The one that makes no sense whatsoever from these like Japanese writings. Like I know I don't look at I used to because I was studying or so back a long time ago or so specifically, but I haven't studied it in a while, right? It's definitely that one, the fourth one at the bottom. That makes no... I don't even know what the fuck I'm staring at specifically. Like, that one just looks a little bit too weird for me personally. So, and then I see them underneath, and then they're actually correcting it specifically, at the bottom, which that makes more sense compared to whatever the fuck that is, to be honest.
The details of the statue and all the related merchandise have inaccuracies, very blatant ones, not just with the figure, but also the kanji is incorrectly written, as Japanese speakers have pointed out, which is obviously...
Yeah. White people are correcting this. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Surely the white people are correcting it. from a person from Nebraska. Yeah. A guy who lives in Nebraska, so is definitely correcting people on like the kanji writing. Yeah. Totally. Yeah,
very disingenuous for some sort of a promotional item like this being sent out to various YouTubers and content creators. And on top of that, it really demonstrates everything wrong with the really direction of this game and its character choices and its plot choices. It just demonstrates that...
I just noticed, I was just looking at the at number 5 or so, like this one right here, this number 5 right here specifically. What the fuck am I staring at? What is this? Like, what the fuck is this? It's the wrong kanji characters, but I'm just like, this looks so weird. This looks so weird to look at. So you can apparently read something about a black samurai, but can't even write properly.
That this game...
I don't even know who did this, to be honest.
Being used to push some sort of an agenda. They're using characters like Yasuke. They're using the feudal Japan setting and other things to push their own version of the history.
The funny thing about it, right, is that they brought a woman, right? They brought a woman or so who doesn't know anything about like like the whole like samurai and like the history of Japanese and stuff like that, right? Not to the teeth, right? What she does know specifically is that she written a book or so about older men having intercourse with younger boys. That's literally is what she is known for, you know? So if you guys don't know specifically, she made a book or so that like how what is it, Buddhist temples or something. I was like, I don't remember what it was specifically, but like it was like older men just having sexual relationships with younger boys, and I was like, what the fuck? Wait a second, they brought this person on board for this game? Oh hell no! Oh hell no! Hell no!
History. They are revising the history for their own political agenda, and it's very obvious. They don't have an actual appreciation for any of the related culture. They just want to use it for their own personal.
Dude, I'll be very curious how this game is gonna do on release date. I'm actually generally curious how this game is actually going to do on release date. I'll be very, very, very curious to see how this game is.
And it's showing. And on top of that, the Japanese gamers are getting louder and louder about their disliking of some of the choices involving Assassin's Creed Shadows. You can see this IGN Japan post right here on Twitter getting a lot of backlash. Let's read some of the replies to this. This user saying, Yasuke, who has no historical achievements whatsoever, could be turned into a legendary samurai, a great ruler of Japan, or even a beautiful girl in a work of fiction. As long as it's not falsely portrayed as real historical fact, there is no problem with this expressing it as a flavorful nuance, such as the truth about Japan within the main story. The only problem is people who pretend that fictional stories are historical facts. Here's another one saying, even though it's called historical fiction, these are people who insist on revising history to be politically correct, and it makes me want to puke. Here's another one saying, in quotes, we filled in the gaps in history with our story, end quote. If some circles find out about this title, it could incite a boycott. I would never buy it though. So as these...
Wow. Wow. Oh man. I'm telling you, man, my people are not excited. Are not really excited towards this, actually, to be honest.
Japanese users are pointing out, they're basically trying to have their cake and eat it too. So what Ubisoft and some of their supporters are trying to do is say, hey, if you have an issue with us labeling Yasuke as a samurai in the game, that's just a work of fiction. We can do whatever we want with these characters. But as IGN attempts here, and many of these supporters of this game also do, they try to also claim he's a samurai in real life too. They want it to be true in both the historical and fictional context, while having defenses for both, when there's no real tangible evidence to suggest he is a samurai in the historical context that is needed to justify both sides of this.
Dude.
They want to have both things be true and then judge you if you disagree. But moving forward, there was even more posts on the Japanese side of Twitter that would get a lot of outrage. Again, another post from IGN Japan here, sharing some quotes from the development team of Ubisoft. This user would quote them saying this, the dangerous idea that we have filled in the gaps in history with our story. Yubi's Our Samurai Yasuke is not a samurai, and although he was supposed to have been loved by the people of Fukushima-yama for governing the castle town well, a recent gameplay video showed the common people being oppressed in the castle town. Our history with Yubi. And here's another one saying, Assassin's Creed is set in Japan's Azuchi Momoyama period, and I'm surprised that the film fails to anticipate the shockwaves that would result from making Yasuke, who wasn't even in the textbooks, a legendary samurai and having him kill Japanese people instead of the actual Japanese themselves. Here's another one saying, this is really crazy. The Assassin's Creed series has always had a local character as the main characters.
That is the one thing I always argue on. It's like they always had like the local characters, right? They have always a male Viking, a female Viking, a male, what is it, a male Spartan, right? Was it a male Spartan or a female Spartan? I don't fucking know what was the one for the Odyssey one. And then they have the I forgot what the fuck the Egyptian one was called, to be honest, but they had Valhalla, they had Odyssey, and then I don't know what the Egyptian one. Oh, Mirage, there you go. right? Mirage? I don't know fucking know, to be honest. But they had, they had two specific characters, right? Two different genders, right? And they had it from that specific local area. I just don't understand why they just didn't do it with this one. It makes no fucking sense, Just do it with this one. It just would have been fine. It would have been okay. I would literally have no issue with it if it was a Japanese guy who's a samurai, right? And then it's a female, female Japanese ninja, I actually wouldn't have any problem with it personally, but for some odd apparent reason, they went with this way instead. And then, I'm just like, wow, dude, are you serious? You could have just done that. I actually would have been more interested if it was an actual, like, Japanese guy samurai, and then it's a female, female ninja assassin.
They're calling Yasuke a samurai who played an active role. If this were in China or Korea, it would cause a huge outrage and even lead to a ban. But in Japan, they wouldn't say anything even if they discriminated against, and I experienced the real discrimination of a French company. And here's another one saying, if you watch the video, you can...
You know how fucked up this is story-wise? This is very much a war of Japanese unification. As essentially a massive civil war by inserting a foreigner who kills the Japanese like nothing insinuates something. It's just weird because, like, he's not supposed to be a samurai, So, they took their idea and then just turned him into a samurai. It's because, like, there's not that much history on him specifically, Like, there's just nothing on him, and so then they decided to make him into this legendary samurai.
See that there's no mention of the Knights Templar or the Assassins at all. Why not stop calling it Assassin's Creed? In a politically complicated time, it's easier to understand if you look at it from multiple perspectives. In Assassin's Creed, there are two choices: the Knights or the Church. And all these confusing elements and really just disrespectful elements.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how it came from, like, the Templars. The original vision of Assassin's Creed was from the Templars and the Assassins, right? They're going against each other, right? For the Eden, right? For the power of Eden or whatever the fuck it is or something like that. And then now we're just devolved into this basically. So
it's to a lot of Japanese people.
Shit, man, I was pretty interested in the Pope having superpowers and defeating people.
Who have issue with this is starting to mount more and more. And if you keep looking around, there's more and more outrage over this game, stemming not just from a bunch of white people on Twitter, it's Japanese users as well. And you start wondering, well, who is writing these stories? Who is trying to write my version of Japanese history? Well, you can look here and see this is what the lead writer of Assassin's Creed Shadow looks like. And here's the group of people she's following. Oh, look.
Fucking Sweet Baby Ink.
Look at that. It's Sweet Baby Inc., the woke consulting firm that is basically ruining games out there with their DEI initiatives. On top of that, if you go to the Sweet Baby website, you can see on their client list, UBISOFT. So none of this is really surprising if you start digging in.
Yeah, I kind of knew they had some kind of tie-in. They had their little grubby little hands all over this game.
And on top of that, these people don't really care about having any sort of historical accuracy, okay?
Assassin's Creed Shadows combat seems very Ghost of Tsushima inspired. This is everything we wanted. I don't mind adding Assassins and Templars in Japan because Assassin's Creed has never been 100% accurate. Yeah. I don't mind the whole Templar because, they're making a story, right? But then they're using like historical historically accurate people in the game, like in the game itself, right? They're doing like, they do the things itself, they brought in, like, I remember they're bringing in George Washington and all this stuff from Assassin's Creed, what, number 3 or so? And then, like, they just brought in like these like historical figures, they kind of do the same thing that they did in real life, but then they just added a little bit more to it, and then added like a little bit of work of fiction, to make it like, just a little bit of spiciness, just a tad bit of spiciness that had some flavor to it, so it It doesn't feel like super dull or anything like that. Like, I understand what they were trying to do or so with like the earlier Assassin's Creed games, right? And I thought for me personally it was pretty cool, personally. So
okay, and it's really showing. I remember sharing this clip right here. This user posted a video, some in-game footage from Assassin's Creed Shadows with Yasuke in a fight scene, and they're you know, a lot of people are praising this. Oh, what a great scene! What a great set of background music as well, which is very strange because the background music.
oh shit, he's gonna talk about the background music. Oh, we fucking talked about this. We talked about this in the last one or so. Oh my fucking. Here it goes. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is, chat. Here it is.
It seemed like it had some traditional Japanese music, but then added in a little hip hop type layer beat to it. And a lot of people are like, whoa, what is going on here? And people like this journalist right here is someone who is praising this as something that is very, very good. In fact, they go even further, saying Yasuke's theme for Assassin's Creed Shadows goes hard. It reminds me a lot of the contrast between Miles and Peter's music in Spider-Man 2, where Peter is way more traditional while Miles brings in his own culture to mix in the orchestra tracks, giving them a lot of his own personality. So a lot of people were clowning on this post, and for good reason, because this idea that you would be praised for putting hip-hop type beats on Yasuke's gameplay is outrageous, because it is.
Dude, that is. dude, dude, it's so fucking, bro. Come on, man. It's like what Asmongold says, right? You have like, you know, you're in a car, right? You're like in a car, right? You have like you have a white friend or so who's driving over to go pick up their black friend, right? The moment they bring in, the moment their black friend comes into the car, right? They just turn on the rap music or so just for him specifically. And then like when he's not around or so, they just turn back the normal music or so. And I'm just like, bruh, it's literally the same shit like that. Like honestly, like I've seen it before, and it's so fucking dumb as shit, to be honest.
Is incredibly stereotypical. And it's even worse when you think about it, because this isn't an African American man. This is a man from Africa, hundreds of years before hip hop music was created. So that seems incredibly stereotypical and also just wrong. It's like wrong on.
That's racist. you can just put the meme right here for that child or so. That's racist.
multiple levels, and users are pointing that out. This user said, "We need an apology from anyone defending the quality of the game itself, because what the F is this stereotypical bullshit, man." Here's another one saying, in quotes, "It brings in his own culture," end quote. Rap beats will literally not exist for the next 390 years after Yasuke's time in Japan, but here it is. And somehow we're the racists for pointing out how effed up it is that they did the black guy gotta give him dreads in hip-hop theme, end quote. Here's another one saying, "African character makes his music a effing rap beat remix. Canadians really think African Americans and Africans are one of the same."
Oh. 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 Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious me. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I heard that part again, I had to literally I had to watch the trailer again for that part, that specific part, right? And then I went to the Assassin's Creed girl, the Japanese girl, the ninja girl, and she had like just traditional music, you know?
Yeah, this entire situation, from the creative choices behind Assassin's Creed Shadow to some of the praise from these game journalists, is a really bad look for all parties involved. This game is a mess, and no, Twitter, this is not just a bunch of white male gamers from the US who are upset about a black character being featured in this game. This goes way beyond it. There's historical reasons to criticize this, there's in-game reasons to criticize this, and really there's social reasons to criticize this. I think this is all the product of virtue signaling from companies like Ubisoft. I think they want to use the
the timing of this is terrible, to be frankly honest. The timing of specifically of like releasing something like this, especially because of Sweet Baby Ink, that has been earlier this year, or was it the end of last year? I don't remember. When we found out that Sweet Baby Ink was in cahoots of making like these weird correctional political shit for some godforsaken reason that makes no sense whatsoever, you know. And this just makes, and then also finding out that Ubisoft is one of their clients, right, for Sweet Baby Inc. It just makes them look bad. And then this game, this Assassin's Creed game, is just pandering. It's just literally pandering to that side of the audience or so, specifically. Hey, hello. For just, you know, just getting like political points, you know. That's it. They're basically trying to pander to people who are just not going to play the game, you know. Like, they're literally forgetting who their fan base is specifically, right? They wanted an Assassin's Creed Japanese game, right? But then the problem is they're trying to fucking like pander to some audience or so that's not going to fucking play their game to begin with, you know. And then you're just gonna lose the main core audience that you had specifically from the Assassin's Creed, right? From the fans who were originally who plays your shit, right? And then now it's just gonna be like what the fuck, you know? What is this shit, you know?
These characters and the culture for their own agenda, and I think it's coming through very, very clearly, and a lot of Japanese gamers are seeing through this nonsense, and they're upset about it because you have some random French company trying to rewrite their own history.
Oh, it's a French company. Oh, okay. Okay, it's a French company, man. Damn, okay, I guess. Jesus Christ. Oh my lord.
And defend it by saying, well, it's just a setting in a fictional world, but then trying to also claim its historical accuracy, and that gets defended by game journalists who then try to mock you or attack you for thinking differently than that. It's a giant mess, okay? And really, it's all their own fault when it comes to Assassin's Creed Shadows. This is what they wanted, and the feedback and criticism that they're getting from users across the world is exactly what they deserve. But for now, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's...
It's just a game. The problem is that it's not just a game itself, right? The timing of the game for it to be released specifically, right? And also pandering to the side or so that is not towards the core gamers. You know, that's the problem itself. Like, they're pandering to people who are not going to play the game, you know? That's the main problem, you know. Plus, also they had cahoots with Sweet Baby Inc., which makes it even worse, you know. So, yeah, I don't know. For me personally, like I said, I'm not gonna play this game. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just not going to. It's not worth my time, you know. If you want to play an actual like an actual Japanese samurai game / ninja game, right? Just play Ghost of Tsushima at that point, you know. Ghost of Tsushima is just way better at this point, you know. At least they respect like the source material and everything like that, you know, for that specifically. So, you know, that's pretty much, I don't know, that's pretty much it, you know. Like I said, there's so much stereotypical in this game. Like, at this point, you might as well just pull up the meme or so of the kid of saying that's racist, you know. At that point, you know, like, seriously, like, there's so much weird shit with this game specifically. I'll be very curious what happens when it's released or so. Once it fully releases or so, and it's in the hands of the people or so, I'll be very curious of what they think specifically, because the Japanese people don't like this game. Like, right now, the Japanese people are not liking this whatsoever. They are hating the shit out of it. They're flaming the crap out of this game. So I'll be very interested specifically of what they think or so when this game comes out. Like, once the audiences has their hands on it, you know, I'll be interested. I'm gonna get Obi Plus for Star Wars, but we'll try AC Shadows just to see and judge with my own eyes. Okay. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna give them the subscription for it. So, you know, you tell me how it is, okay? Tell me how you feel or so every time you become Yosuke or so and you hear that hip hop track beat come up every single time. Yeah. I played through the whole game. You're gonna play through the whole game? All right. Well, you tell me how it is, okay? All right. Be as critical as fuck, you know. Don't let anything slide. But just remember this or so. When you're playing the Ninja Girl or so, you'll get traditional Japanese instruments and like traditional Japanese music. But then when you're playing, when you're playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, you know, when you're playing the Yosuke or so, you know, you're gonna heal a trap beat or so, you know. So We'll report to the community. I'll be interested. I'll be interested. I'm probably not gonna play it. I'll look at videos or so specifically on this situation and see how it is, right? Of course, I'm gonna look at reviews and stuff like that. And if the game is shit, we got some extra videos to make on it. So, like I said, anyways. But yeah, I'll be curious to see what happens. Anyways, you can comment, like, subscribe. Do all that fancy jancy stuff down in the comment section down below, and let me know what you guys think. Are you guys gonna try out Assassin's Creed Shadows? You guys already know my answer specifically. I'm not gonna try to enjoy this game. I'm not gonna play it. I'm not even gonna give my attention to it, and I'm just gonna go play something else. That's pretty much it. If I want to go play a Japanese samurai ninja game, I just go play Ghost of Tsushima. That's pretty much it. I have it sitting there in the library, so because of friend sharing. So yeah. Anyways, yeah. Let me know.